Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our online presentation. My name is Sakina from class A, and I will be your moderator today. First of all, thank you for joining us. Uh, Today's topic is reading business correspondence, and I have partner who will share some interesting information with us. Before we start, please make sure you are focused on the materials. Now, let's give our attention to Rahmadi Usman as the first presenter. Uh, for Rahmadi Usman, the time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Let's move on the first material. The material is type of business correspondence. Writing communication in most business is called business correspondence. It's not only about sending letters. Today, there are many forms of business correspondence, such as letters, emails, memos, reports, and proposal. So I will explain the five types of business correspondence. So the first one is business letters. Business letters are the oldest and most formal type of correspondence. They are still used for official matters such as contracts, agreements, requests, or complaints. Type of business letters. Number one is inquiry letter, asking for information like price, product, details, or corporation. Number two is order letters, ordering products or service. Number three is complaint letters, telling problem like late delivery or damaged goods. Sorry. Number four is adjustment letters, reply to a complaint often with an apology or solution. Five application letter, job application letter. Six, recommendation letter, letter to support or recommended someone. Futurist is formal, polite, clear with a standard format. Number two is business emails. Emails are the most common from today. They are faster and easier than letters, but still must be polite and professional. Function is sending meeting invitations, confirmation orders of payments, sending short report, sharing documents. The features is clear subject line, short, polite, and direct, flexible but still professional, closing words like sincere or regards. The third is memos. Memos are used for internal communication inside a company. They are short and go directly to the point. The function is give instructions to employees, announce new rules or schedules. Ketiga, remind about tax or deadline. Future is simple, not too formal. Use inside to company only. Usually has to from the subject. Number four is reports. Reports are longer and more detailed. They give information and analysis to help in discussion making. Uh, for example, sales report show selling results. Finance. Number two, financial report show money details. Number three, projects reports explaining project progress. Number four, research reports explaining market the research or survey. Survey. The feature is formal and objective, based on data, structural introduction, data analysis, calculation, and recommendation. Number five is proposal. Proposal are documents made to convince others to accept an idea, plan, or offer. Uh, Content usually includes is background, uh, goals and benefits, plan or activities, budget, or request for corporation. So I think that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the second material is about purpose of reading business correspondence. When we say purpose of reading business correspondence, it means why we read business letter or message. Business correspondence can be emails, memos, letters, or company papers. Let's see the main purpose one by one. First is to get information. This is the main reason. Business letters usually give important information like meeting time, product, order, offers, or contracts. By reading, we know what the sender wants to say. For example, a company sends an email about a new product price. We read it to know the price and the rules for buying it. The second is to give a response. After reading a business letter, we usually need to reply. The reply can be yes or no, or a question for more details. For example, we get a meeting invitation. After reading, we answer to say if we can come or not. The third is to make decisions. Sometimes we need to decide something after reading a business letter. It can be about working together, setting price, or planning business steps. For example, we read a corporation over and then decide if we want to join or not. The fourth is to build and keep good relationships. Business letters also help us keep good relationships with other people or companies. By reading and understanding the message, we know their feelings and can reply in a polite way. For example, company sends us a letter to say congratulations. We reply politely to keep the good relationship. The last is to keep records. Business letters are often keep records or documents. They can be used as proof or to check information later. For example, a contract letter is saved so we can look at it again if there is a problem later. The conclusion is reading business correspondence is not just about reading a letter. It helps us understand information, reply correctly, make decision, build relationship, and keep important records. If students understand this, they can be more professional and ready for the business world. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
I'm Amira Fatia Karim, Group 7. Today I'm going to tell about linguist feature in business correspondence. In business, right, our linguist must be correct, clear, and professional. There are formal linguist features we shall use: clear, concise, courteous, and attractive. The first feature in English, clear, means easy to understand and not confusing. We need to choose the right words and use proper punctuations. Example, instead of saying we might person, say we will deliver your order on Monday. Is short, direct, and clear. The second feature is concise. Concise means using. The second feature in concise. Concise mean using few words but keeping the full meaning. We shall go straight to tell point and avoid long sentences. A sample instead of we are writing this letter to let you know we have rejuvenated your basement. Just say we have rejuvenated your basement, simple and effective. The third feature is courteous. Courteous means polite and respectful. In business, we must use formal greeting and positive language. Example, we appreciate your cooperation or thank you for your attention. This shows respect and professionalism. The last feature is interactive. Interactive language makes the reader interested and motivated. We can use friendly and lively words, especially in offers or promotion. Sample, don't miss this special opportunity to enjoy our new service. It sounds inviting and positive. So, to sum up, good business language shall be clear, concise, courteous, and attractive. These four features make our message easier to understand and more professional. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Roslina. I'm from group 7 and I will bring material about strategies for reading. Reading is one of the most important skills in learning. It is not only about recognizing words on a page, but also about understanding and interpreting the meaning behind them. To read effectively, we can apply several strategies that make the process easier and more meaningful. One, previewing. Look at the title, subtitles, headings, and pictures before reading. This gives you an idea of what the text is about. 2. Predicting. Try to guess what the text will say based on the title or the first sentence. It helps your brain to focus and connect ideas. 3. Skimming. Read quickly to get the general idea. Pay attention to the introduction, topic sentence, and conclusion. This is useful if you just want to the main point. 4. Scanning. Read quickly to find specific information such as dates, names, numbers, or keywords. You don't need to read every word. 5. Guessing from context. When you find an unfamiliar word, try to understand its meaning from the context around it instead of checking the dictionary immediately. 6. Identifying main ideas and details. Figure out the main idea of each paragraph and the details that support it. This makes the text easier to follow. 7. Summarizing. After reading, try to explain the text in your own words. This shows whether you really understand it or not. 8. Questioning. Ask yourself questions while reading. What is the author trying to say? Why is this important? What can I learn from this text? And the last conclusion. In short, reading strategies help us to become more effective readers. By using them, we can save time, improve our understanding, and make the reading process more enjoyable and meaningful. That's all for me. Thank you.
When reading or writing business correspondence, such letters or emails, it is important to pay attention to several key details. These elements help ensure that the message is clear, professional, and effective. Number 1. Sender and recipient information. The first thing to notice is how is involved in the communication. This includes the name, title, company, and address of both the sender and the recipients. Number 2. Date. The date is a small detail, but it has great importance. It shows when the correspondence was written and can be used as a reference for detailed record and the sequence of communication. Number 3. Reference number, subject, and attachment. In formal business letters, a reference number is often included for tracking purpose. The subject, liner, or heading tells you immediately what the correspondence is about, saving day and setting expectation. Number 4. Salutation and closing. Greetings and closing might seem simple, but they reflect professionalism and respect. Number 5. Body of the message. This is the central part of the correspondence. The body usually starts with an education, followed by the main purpose or request, and ends with a polite closing remark. Number 6. Signature and context information. A business letter or email should always include the sender's name, position, and context information. Number 7. Tone and language. Finally, the tone and language of the correspondence should always be polite, formal, and professional. The way the message is phrased influences how the recipient perceives it. That's from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you everyone for your attention. Today, that's all for our presentation. We hope you guys enjoyed it and got something useful from it. On behalf of Group 7, I would like to say thank you to our speaker and all participants for joining us today. Have a nice day and see you next time.